Today's concerns are rarely tomorrow's concerns. This simple truth, it reminds us that our worries, though they feel massive right now, often fade with time. Think about a time you were really stressed, like maybe you were late for work or lost something important. It felt awful then, didn't it? But looking back, does it still feel so big? Probably not. Life is full of ups and downs. It's so easy to get caught up in the small stuff, the daily frustrations that seem to take over our thoughts. We let traffic jams, deadlines, and little disagreements dictate how we feel, forgetting that these moments, they're fleeting. But what if we could step outside of those moments? Imagine having a magic button that could just fast forward through the tough parts. You'd see that most of what stresses us out simply doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. Now, we can't fast forward time, but we can shift our perspective. We can choose to see these challenges as temporary road bumps, not insurmountable mountains. This isn't about ignoring our problems, it's about understanding their true size. It's about remembering that this moment, like all moments, will eventually pass. And when it does, something new will take its place. Hopefully, by then, we'll be ready to greet it with a calmer, clearer mind. Remember that time you missed the bus and thought your world was ending? You probably felt your heart race, your palms sweat, and your mind spiral into all those worst-case scenarios. I'll be late for work. My boss will be furious. This is going to ruin my whole day. But what happened? You probably caught the next bus, or maybe you found another way to get where you needed to be. And even if you were a little late, the world kept spinning. Your boss probably understood, and even if they didn't, it likely didn't ruin your entire career. We've all been there, right? Those seemingly catastrophic events. Spilling coffee on your favorite shirt, losing your keys, getting stuck in traffic. In the moment, they feel enormous. Our brains are wired to focus on threats, and these minor inconveniences, they trigger that stress response. But the truth is, these events are rarely as significant as we think they are. Failing a test can feel like the end of the world, especially when you're young. I remember the dread and disappointment of seeing a big red F on my exam paper. It felt like a reflection of my intelligence, my potential, my entire future. But as I moved through school and eventually into my career, I realized that one test score didn't define me. It was a setback, but it was also an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to try again. And that's the thing about setbacks. They're rarely the end of the story. They're just plot twists that push us in a different direction. Maybe that failed test forces you to rethink how you study, and you end up discovering better ways to learn. Or maybe it nudges you toward a different subject or career path, one that you're even more passionate about. The point is, even experiences that seem negative at first can hold within them the seeds of something positive. Friendships are precious, and disagreements with friends, they can really hurt. One minute you're laughing over inside jokes, and the next you're in a heated argument. It feels like the bond you share is broken, and the thought of losing your friend, that's just heartbreaking. But think about a time you fought with a friend and then patched things up. Do you even remember what you were fighting about? Often those details get blurry with time, while the friendship itself stays strong. Disagreements are just a natural part of any relationship, and they don't have to mean it's over. In fact, they can be chances to grow and understand each other better. When we face conflicts with empathy and a real willingness to talk things through, we can come out the other side with even stronger bonds than before. Right, so our brains are incredible organs, yeah? They're capable of processing vast amounts of information and making these really complex decisions. But here's the thing, sometimes they can also be our own worst enemies, especially when it comes to worry. See, our brains are wired for survival. They're constantly scanning for potential threats, always on the lookout. This survival mechanism, it served us well back in the day when dangers were, immediate and life-threatening. But nowadays, most of our worries aren't really about life or death, are they? And still, this negativity bias kicks in, leading us to feel stress and anxiety that, well, isn't always necessary. Our brains, they've got this habit of fixating on the negative, blowing small problems out of proportion, making them seem like massive obstacles. We end up ruminating over past mistakes and worrying about future disasters, all while forgetting to actually live in the present moment. The good news is, we're not stuck with this wiring. We've got the power to retrain our brains. We can choose to focus on the positive, practice a bit of gratitude, and work on building a more optimistic outlook. Letting go of worry isn't about, suppressing our emotions or pretending that everything's perfect. It's really about choosing to shift our focus, to redirect our energy from anxieties that drain us to possibilities that empower us. When we release the grip of worry, we create space for something incredible to happen. We start to see the bigger picture. We begin to recognize that our lives are part of something larger than ourselves, and that our individual struggles are often, pretty insignificant in the grand scheme of things. This realization allows us to approach challenges with greater perspective and resilience. It's like looking up at a starry night sky. When we're consumed by worry, it's like focusing on a single tiny speck of dust on the lens of a telescope. But when we let go, we're able to fully appreciate the vastness and beauty of the universe. We remember that our problems, however significant they may seem in the moment, are often fleeting and insignificant in the grand tapestry of existence. One of the most effective ways to reduce worry is to focus on what we can control. We can't change the past, and we definitely can't predict the future. But what we can do is choose how we respond to the present moment. We can choose to approach challenges with a positive attitude, to seek out solutions, and to learn from our experiences. When we shift our energy from worry to action, we empower ourselves to create positive change in our lives. We begin to see challenges as opportunities for growth and learning rather than as insurmountable obstacles. Instead of dwelling on a past mistake, ask yourself, what can I learn from this experience? Instead of worrying about a future event, ask yourself, what steps can I take now to prepare for this? By focusing on what we can control, we reclaim our power and cultivate a sense of agency over our lives. When we free ourselves from the weight of unnecessary worry, we create space for joy, creativity, and connection to flourish. We've got more energy to devote to our passions, our relationships, and our personal growth. Imagine waking up each morning with a sense of peace and purpose, ready to embrace the day's challenges and opportunities with clarity and confidence. Imagine going to bed each night feeling grateful for the experiences of the day, both big and small. This is the power of living a life less burdened by worry. It's not about achieving some unattainable state of perfect happiness. It's about cultivating a mindset that allows us to navigate life's ups and downs with greater ease and resilience. It's about choosing to focus on the good, to practice gratitude, and to approach each day with a sense of hope and optimism. The true antidote to worry isn't found in some distant future, it's found in the present moment. When we bring our attention to the here and now, when we fully engage with the world around us, worry just sort of loses its grip. Take a deep breath. Feel the air entering and leaving your lungs. Notice the sights, sounds, and sensations of this very moment. This is where life is happening, and it's filled with infinite possibilities. So let go of the worries that weigh you down. Embrace the present moment, and trust that you have within you the strength, resilience, and wisdom to navigate whatever challenges may come your way. Remember, today's concerns are rarely tomorrow's concerns. Choose to live in the present and watch as your tomorrows become brighter than you ever imagined.